Scientific study of VEDAS, creation of universe, starting from BRAHMAM, class 16. We have already seen that even though the first particle that created was the fundamental particles and from which atoms were formed, but these cannot remain as such because the atom formed from fundamental particles should contain 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. So only those atoms with 8 electrons in the outermost orbit are possible to remain in this universe as such. Others had to want to get electrons, other atoms with less electrons, less than 8 electrons in the outermost orbit, should try to make it 8 by any means. So they have to combine. And those atoms with 8 electrons in the outermost orbit are stable. Such atoms are called inert gases, and as per Veda it is Haryashwaran, Haryashwas, Haryashwar. So they are not capable to form other material because they already possess 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. So not required to combine with any other atom because getting or losing electron from it is not is unstable. So 8 is the required number of electrons in the outermost orbit and they possess it. So they will not react with any atom or anything like that. So they are neutral. So they are kept in the periodic table as inert gases as a group. In this story it says that they left for sannyasa. They are not ready to take part in creation process, creation of universe. So dashas are responsible for the creation of this universe. Daksha is the outermost orbit. So Daksha first created these Haryashwaran, which are inert gases, which are not able to continue the creation process. So Daksha, through Aski, his wife, created another 10,000. In some Puranas it may be 1,000 and so on, or 10, like that. Daksha created another thousands of sons. They are called Shabalashwaran, Shabalashwas. This is as per Purana. So the second creation is due to the combination of atom, all the majority of atoms except inert gases, which contains electrons less than 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. So they have to combine with others in any way, make adjustment with others to make 8 electron in the outermost orbits. So they have to join. So new things are formed, that is called molecules. As such, we know a number of molecules are created in this universe. So in the creation process, first energy form, then from it fundamental particles. These atoms arrange themselves in such these particles arrange themselves in such a way so as to form the atom, and those atoms with 8 electrons in the outermost orbit are inert gases. Thereafter, the other atoms with less than 8 electrons in the outermost orbit are to combine. So, if consider the case of hydrogen atom, it contains only 1 electron in the outermost orbit. The orbit is very small. It requires maximum 2. In that case, only 8 is not required. So, it requires 1. The way is these 2 hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen combined with another hydrogen atom to make 8 electrons, 2 electrons in the outermost orbit. Because in this hydrogen orbit there is 1, in this hydrogen atom there is 1. If 2 crosses each other, then in each orbit there will be 2. For example, this is one hydrogen atom. In its orbit there is 1. This is another hydrogen atom. In its orbit there is 1. This is its electron. This is its electron. But if it join together, each ring will contain 2. In this also there is 2. So both hydrogen atom gets 2 electrons in the outermost orbit. Because in the first case 8 is not required because it is a small orbit. Only a small orbit is there. So in that case, special consideration, only 2 is enough. So likewise, hydrogen combines with another. This is stable. That is it becomes stable. That is hydrogen molecule. Now consider the case of chlorine. Chlorine also contains 8 electrons in the outermost, 7 electrons in the outermost orbit. It cannot remain at such because in that case it should be make 8. There is only 7. 1 is required. Another chlorine is also there. It also requires 1. If hydrogen is there, it will give. But the easiest way is to combine with another nearest chlorine atom and join in this way. Here, in this chlorine atom there is 7. In this chlorine atom there is 7. Each requires 1. 1 will not give to other. The only way they can join their orbits in this way. Orbits mean that are taking place in all such activities. So, if it stands in this way, in its orbit there is 8. In its orbit there is 8. Actually, 7, 7, 14 are there. In this case also total is 14. But in this orbit there is 8. In this orbit there is 8. Because 2 are shared. These 2 are shared. So it becomes each orbit contains 8. So this is a special there's a trick of the atom or trick of the chart or the trick of Rudras to make it. So it combines to form hydrogen, chlorine gas, Cl2 likewise. So a number of different types of things are formed in the universe. Hydrogen, helium, hydrogen, chlorine, oxygen likewise. So these substances are the second substances, stable substances that are formed in the universe, and such substances are called in chemistry as molecules. But molecules can be divided into, or chemistry can be divided into two: inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry. This hydrogen, helium, etc., they will easily combine with the nearby its own atom, similar atom, or with some other atoms and form substances. But these substances are called, naturally these substances, nitrogen, chlorine, etc., are not capable to produce living things. What Brahma or the Daksha or atom Daksha want to create is, or Brahma will want to create is, first non-living things, thereafter using these non-living things, organic substances, living things are created, are to be created. Living things possess a special characteristic combination. It contains carbon-hydrogen bond in all these. So long chain compounds are formed. In our genetic system, a chain is possible, but in this case, chain is not possible. Only these two are combining to that ends. But join one with other, such a combination is possible in the case of carbon and a hydrogen bond. So all things that are formed are divided into two as per chemistry, that is inorganic substances and organic substances. Inorganic means they are not capable to produce, take the initiative to create living human beings or living things like a plant, animal, etc. So that is why chemistry is divided into two: long chain compounds which contain carbon and hydrogen, that is called organic compounds. From this, all these things, plants, animals, everything, living things are created. But as far as other first things are formed, first molecules are formed short. So after the creation of inert gases or Hosp.Jn, the next thing molecule formed is Shabalaswas or inorganic molecules. They are not capable to produce, even though they are formed in earlier stage, they are not capable to produce living things. So Daksha, in this story, Daksha requested told these his sons, these sons, to start creation process, help in his creative activity, and take the initiative to create living things, etc. At that time, in the story, Narada came and told them, first study about this universe without knowledge. How you are going to create something? First study about it. Try to understand what is this universe, from where it came from, regarding Brahma or anything like that. So they also left. As per chemistry, inorganic materials are not capable to take the initiative to produce organic substances. So they also left. That is the second thing. So all inorganic materials in this universe are formed, which contain inert gases also. That is the first atoms, stable atom, first created in this universe. Then from these things, organic substances are to be created by joining these inorganic substances with the carbon hydrogen atom chain, because carbon can join one after another in any way. For example, carbon. This carbon can combine with join with this carbon, and it can join in this way. It can be joined in upward direction also, in sideward direction also. So carbon requires 4 electrons in the outermost orbit. So there are 4 hands, and it can be joined with other carbon or other with inorganic materials also, elements also, without breaking this chain. On its side it can attach, mostly it is attached with the hydrogen. So in that carbon hydrogen bond is there. In certain cases other inorganic atoms can be joined, and lengthy chain compound molecules can be created. That resulted in the formation of our genetic structure and the structures of all organic substances or living beings, in plants, in plant cells, in animals. In its genetic structure, these carbon long chain compounds are there. So only carbon and hydrogen. Hydrogen is the, mostly we can say carbon and hydrogen. Other inorganic also, but long chains of carbon and hydrogen can be seen in the genetic structure. You can call it a DNA or anything like that. These are long chain. That is possible only with the carbon. So it can take up the creation of all the things in this universe with that are seen in plants, animals, and that is in living things. So living things are called organic substances containing carbon chain, long carbon chain. So in this story, up to creation of non-living things are explained. That is, example, hydrogen gas, chlorine, bromine, etc. Or H2SO4, etc. Sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, like any salt. Likewise, alcohol. In alcohol, organic and inorganic also are possible. So here, first created is inorganic molecules which are not capable to produce. Continue the creation process, creation of living organisms. So, Dasha first created inert gases, first 10 sun or 10,000 suns. They left because they are not capable to take part in this process that is going to happen in the next stage. Thereafter, Dasha created inorganic molecules from which inorganic substances are formed in this universe, but they are also not capable to produce living things like human beings, plants, animals, etc. So, that is explained in this story as the first 10,000 suns are named as Harisha or inorganic substances, and the next is Shabalaswas, that is inorganic substances. Now let us go to the next process in the process of creation of universe that can be seen in the next class.